We talk about certain players having value, certain players having a real role, certain players making an impact. And, this situation here to me is, a very underrated player, but very impactful player as well, who is very important to the Clippers, I think, in their success. And I thought it was very important they re-signed this player. And the player I'm talking about, none other than Mason Plumlee. Mason Plumlee played really good for the Clippers last year, this past season, with the little stint that he had with the Clippers, because he got traded mid to late season, and him and Eric Gordon actually got traded to the Clippers. And I thought those were two good pickups. As far as Aaron Gordon, I think he signs a 1 or 2 year deal with the Suns now. So I think he's officially gone. But either way, the Clippers still have a deep team, still have a deep roster, and they still got a good backup center in Mason Plumlee. I thought he came in and played really good the minutes that he did. I thought there are some nights where he played he could have played just as good as Zubac if he got the same amount of minutes Zubac got, and maybe a little bit better, because he can handle the ball really good for a big man. He could bring the ball down the court. I've seen Mason Plumlee many times on a fast break, 1 or 2 times with the Clippers on a fast break, where he brings the ball down the court and makes a really good pass. Or like if they're playing half court basketball, they'll give the ball to him, around the mid-range post, and kind of sort of let him operate. But at the same time, he's looking to pass the ball the whole time and find somebody cutting to the basket, which is very high-level basketball, which for a big man who is 7 feet, who can pass the ball, somewhat handle the ball a little bit, and he's very good at getting offensive rebounds, which is very underrated. And on top of that, he's a decent rebounder in all. And on top of that, he is a fairly decent shot blocker. So, the Clippers got a lot in Mason Plumlee. And, the way he shoots his funky free throws with his left hand, it's effective, or whatever he does, because, he seems to make all those free throws. He shoots free throws at a pretty high level to be a 7-foot guy who's not known to be a scorer or anything of that nature. So you got to give him credit there. You got to give the Clippers credit for going out and getting somebody like him, but you also got to give the Clippers a little bit more credit re-signing somebody like him, because you need a good backup center. Even if they decide to trade Zubac or let him go, however they feel like they want to do, or keep him, they still have a good certified backup big man who's coming in there and who's willing to actually take a backup role, and who's willing to do whatever it takes to, help this team win. And that's what you like out of your players. And Mason Plumlee is definitely an example of that. He's definitely been a good big man in this league for some years, a good solid, role player, big man. And I think he plays a very good role with the Clippers, and I think he fits the Clippers very well. I really think he does. He gives them a little bit of versatility in the 5 position. Like I said, he can pass the ball, pretty good to be a big man. He screens very well. Like I said, he rebounds, and he gets offensive rebounds better than what, some may give him credit for. Something that Zubac really doesn't do as well as I think he should. But regardless, Mason Plumlee makes up for what Zubac can't do. And he's a little rough around the edges, too. He's got a little toughness to him. I definitely like that. I definitely always like that about Mason Plumlee, and I definitely believe whatever team he goes to, he brings that toughness with him. And I think the Clippers definitely can use that in their journey of trying to win a championship. And hopefully, he can stay healthy as well, because he's been a pretty good product for them. Just a little bit of time that he's shown. I think that's the reason why I think they re-signed him. But as I said, hopefully he can stay healthy along with Zubac, because I think, their tandem, their duo, their big man duo can definitely help the Clippers a lot in regards to them winning a lot of games, because they got somebody who can back up Zubac, who actually might play better than Zubac at times in regards to plus minus on the floor and impact on the floor and things like that. He won't get as many minutes as Zubac, but his impact on the floor when he comes in is always felt, and I think at times it's felt a little bit more than what Zubac's is. So I think there's a good, balance there. What I'm saying, if you can keep them, in motion and together and on the floor, and then at times, I'm pretty sure Ty Lue might even throw in, Zubac and Mason Plumlee on the floor at the same time, which throws a lot of confusion to the other team, because Zubac is more finesse and got good touch around the rim, and he will grab some boards. But at the same time, Mason Plumlee is a little bit rougher around the edges and a little bit more physical, and he'll still, find his way around the rim, get rebounds, make things happen at times, and come up with big plays. He kind of just makes things happen, even the little things that Mason Plumlee might do. Whereas if, let's say, somebody takes a jump shot, misses it, and he taps the ball because he can't get the rebound, he'll tap the ball all the way back out to the three-point line where the Clippers will get another opportunity to score. And see, little things like that go a long way when you're not being as effective as you usually are and things of that nature. So I like them bringing him back. I want to see what other pieces they add in this offseason. I'm pretty sure they're going to definitely look into some other pieces, because the names I'm hearing that they might actually be trying to offer in a trade, of course, is as we talked about, Norman Powell, and you hear Marcus Morris. As I said before, I'm not, on the stance of Norman Powell. I would definitely try to keep him, not unless they can pull off something where they get somebody like Damian Lillard. You give up Norman Powell and Marcus Morris and a future pick for like a Damian Lillard or somebody like that. Okay, then that might be ideal for most people. But if it's nothing of that nature or something to that effect, I wouldn't give up somebody like Norman Powell who can drop 20, 25 points off the bench. I definitely understand with Marcus Morris because of the non-production that a lot of people feel though he hasn't been giving as much as he should, which I feel the same way. I definitely understand that, but definitely not Norman Powell. But either way, the Clippers are holding on to Mason Plumlee at least one more season, give it one more go. And very good, underrated, but very valuable piece, and he'll definitely serve them well. But either way, leave any comments in the comment section, and we'll talk about it.